Hey, we're saddled up for episode 65 of the Registered Rancher Podcast. Welcome back in, and for the third time.
Third or fourth?
It might be the fourth now. Fourth intro, anyway. The fourth, for the third time. Is it the fourth?
I don't know.
Fifth.
Well,
I'm just glad to be here.
Well, welcome to the podcast, Mr. Donnell Brown. Welcome in, Dad. Welcome back into the pod.
Thank you. It is an honor to be with you. I'm 65.
You're 65?
No, I'm still having trouble with my age. I'm almost 57. But 65 episodes.
65.
That's amazing.
We're
I
hustling.
remember when we were first talking about to do it or not do it? And now you're 65 episodes in.
I think you were trying to figure out whether I should do it or not do it. I wanted to do it.
No, that is not the way it was. That is absolutely not right. You were not wanting to do it. And No.
Okay.
You were playing off really good because I thought you had great potential to have a really neat platform to talk to people on a podcast.
Here we are.
I'm glad you're doing it.
And then it'll be in February 27th. It will be 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Took us 2 years to get here.
Yeah.
Now we're taking off.
Wow.
But we're how many days away from the sale as of right now?
As of right now?
Yeah, March 9th, I guess we would say, is when the sale event starts.
Yeah, we're less than a month. I mean, March 9th, 10th,
days.
and 11th is
29?
It's the 10th.
Yeah, but
30
it's
days in
February.
Oh, no, there's 28.
Yeah, you got to think about that.
Is it different in other states?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
In Alabama, it's 30.
How many days until March 9th?
27.
Because that's when the horse show is, March 9th. And
27.
Then 27 days. See, I mean, we're less than a month. But yeah, and then the Ranch Horse Clinic, and then the God Bless You, and then the, and then the cattle sale, or the horse sale on the 10th, and then the cattle sale on the 11th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, we're almost here.
Yeah, that's going to be, what is this, the third time that we've had horse show, horse sale, bull sale?
Oh yeah, the 3-day event. This is Ranchers Rendezvous number 3. 3.0.
First.
All right, so how do you spell rendezvous?
Oh.
RENDOVOUS.
Is that right, Tucker?
You're the one asking the
I
question.
don't know.
I think it's
RONDAVOU. Rendezvous. VEW. Or rendezvous. Rendezvous. All right. RONDAVU. Rendezvous.
it's
That's the way it
OUS.
should be spelled.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I think it is all right.
it is the third time. So 10th spring sale, our 130th year in business.
10th spring sale?
No, it's 11th.
Yeah, I thought so.
11th spring sale. Anyway,
All these numbers.
who cares about the numbers? Come join us.
Says the numbers guy. Says the geneticist. Yeah,
Yes.
Didn't we? I think we opened up on the first day that they opened up the horse show sign up.
Entry maxed out.
First day.
First day. 24 hours.
about to
75
say-
entries.
Wow.
About
I
to
don't know
say
how
if you
many
won.
states represented, but yeah, maxed out first day.
I was about to tell them if you want to sign up, go ahead, but
Too late.
Yep.
Next
You'll
year.
have to start earlier next year because it's, shootout for the saddle. And Chris and Sarah Dawson going to do a educational demonstration on Tuesday the 10th. That'll be neat. Finals of the horse show, the shootout for the saddle. And then to have some of the cool people we have here for the horse sale, to help. And then the horse sale afterwards. But yeah, Justin McKee, I just love.
is he going to do it?
I hope so.
I hope so too. I
As far
just
as,
hadn't
I don't know.
heard
My
the final.
brain is fried for the past 30 days. Kelly and I've been
I
working
bet
on the
so.
catalog. It is finally online. Oh,
It's
my
online.
gosh.
RABrownRanch.com.
Yes, I am so thankful it's done, and the cover is going to be really special. Some artwork on the cover.
Some coloring.
I'm excited about that. Best catalog ever. Thanks to
Best.
Kelly Brown. She's the one that labors over that and gets it all done.
Yeah, that's her thing.
No doubt.
What for people who are like putting together their first sale? Because I've met a few of those. I met a few at NCBA.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that most challenging part is after because you were 70s would have been your first sale?
Oh yeah, 1974. I was 5 years old. It's my first sale. Been there ever since. And what's the toughest part of putting on your first sale?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've had some first sales. Like we had our
First March sale.
March sale. We had some sales in different parts of the country. We had a couple in the far southeast, Liberty, Texas area, Raywood. We had some in Oklahoma. So we've had some firsts. We had one at Fort Worth one time back in '89. That was the first one I was on the block. But I think the key is to, one, have a great product to sell, and two, to let people know about the product. And it's a whole lot easier to sell what people want to buy. But one of the things I put in our comments about Lot 1 this year, it's easier to sell what people want to buy, but the way you keep those customers coming back year after year is to also sell them what they need. Mm-hmm. When they have success with your product. And then I'm going to say another thing is to commit for 3 years. Commit for 3 years, and the first one may not be great because it takes time to build a clientele. But, just treat people the way you like to be treated. Have a product, stand behind the product, and then, who was it that said business without advertising? It's kind of like winking at a girl in the dark.
I've heard that before.
You're the only one that knows what's going on. I think
heard
that was
that
Will
several
Rogers
times.
that said that. But yeah, it's a, and then make sure you got plenty of help to get it done and get it done right.
Yeah, I had a few questions about that. And there was another one that I was going to ask, but I don't remember what it was. That I got asked quite a bit at NCBA, which we missed you there.
I know, first time in a long time
People
I
were
didn't get to
shocked.
go with you guys to NCBA.
Yeah.
Missed it. But being a little short-handed at the ranch, I felt like we better stay home and help
good
Mom
move.
get the catalog done and take care of the cattle. So missed it a lot. I think it's important to be involved in the leadership, and I felt bad that I couldn't go, but just had to kind of keep the home fires burning. Yeah, speaking of home fires, we had a big scare. Got a call
Yeah, we did.
Sunday that Mom's house was on fire. And I grabbed the fire extinguishers and headed that way. And, there was smoke huge, huge smoke.
Yeah.
And I thought, it's gone. I just pray Mom got out. And I got there, and thankfully it was just the pasture on fire and not her house. So I was relieved that it was just the pasture will grow back. Mom's good. Emily had gotten her gathered up and out of the house, and she and Betsy, so everybody's good. We got a controlled burn done on the pasture next to Mom's house, so everything's all right.
Well, going back to the sale, you kind of mentioned Lot 1. How many of those Angus and Red Angus are we going to have? We're going to sell 250, or is it going to be more like 230?
No, we're going to be closer to 200 bulls this year. But a great set of bulls. I've got, I think, the best bull we've ever had go through our program is going to be Lot 1. You and I hadn't talked about it, Tucker, but he's an Angus bull that does so many things well.
I know who he is.
And we call him
we haven't
Damascus.
talked about him.
Yeah, we've talked about him, but since we wrote the footnotes and all, he's just a really special bull that, like most valuable players, doesn't make mistakes, doesn't make costly mistakes, does everything right, and that's what's neat about Damascus. So we're just to encourage people to check out Damascus. I think he's got the opportunity to be a huge breed impact sire.
What is his bloodline?
Damascus is a Devotion son. So Devotion is a bull that a lot of people don't know. He's a bull that was the leadoff bull in our sale, and we couldn't ended up not selling semen on him. And I bought the bull out of the sale. Brad Jones raised him. Brad raised this Damascus bull as well. Great cooperator. Been with us, he and Charlotte, over 25 years.
Yeah. Just
Dream perfect cooperators that raise awesome cattle and love to market them together with us. But we'll have Devotion on his daddy on display here at the sale, and then his mother will also be on display as well. An identified daughter that is absolutely gorgeous. In fact, Brad's going to be selling a Brad's going to be selling a flush on that cow in his sale at Jones Ranch online sale at DV auction coming up here shortly, before our sale. But yeah, he's the real deal.
I remember what the other question was. I got asked a few times about how folks could become a part of, how it could be a consigner.
Oh, to be a consignment.
And I was like, well, we're not a consignment sale.
Yeah, we don't
We're
have
not
a
a consignment. We
sale.
don't have one of those. And like we do, but we talk about our cooperators, and I can see how that can get confusing.
Sure. Because, I mean, we've transitioned. There are still some consignment sales around, but as you think about the history of sales, of auctions, a lot of them were early day consignments where breeders got together and said, hey, let's do this together. And they just went together all on one day and sold their individual products. Where our system is very different, it's in being a cooperator system, where we have one focus, one goal, and that's to make our customers money and improve their sustainability in the cattle business. And to do it with a specific set of genetics with 3 breeds, Black Angus, Red Angus, Sim Angus, and EPD targets we've got set. I've got those set in the catalog. And I mean, it's a focus. It's not you sell yours, and I'll sell mine. And so I tell people our cooperator system is not a consignment sale, okay? And it's not a democracy. It's a dictatorship, and I'm the dictator, okay? We take those bulls, the ones we approve. We agree to take the top half of their bulls if they qualify, bring them into our program, develop them here on the ranch for 10 months, and then sell them in our sale. And that system has worked well. But that way, we're the person that talks to the cooperators. We're also the one or the face of the ranch, and we're the ones that take care of all the customers' needs. We do the marketing, we do the customer service, we do the delivery, and that way, if a customer has an issue, they know they can call Donnell Brown. Mm-hmm. They know they can call Tucker Brown, and we're going to get it taken care of. So it is a way for our family and our team to bring a lot of economies of scale, to bring more cattle, to draw a bigger crowd, to have a great event, but with a very focused program. So it's not a Tom, Dick, and Harry bringing the ones they like that may all be very different. These are very consistent. So how do you be a part of that? Well, it's kind of like the ranch horse competition. We're full. I am at capacity. I don't have room for more bulls at the moment. So I have people that have called. I've got a list of people that are interested in being cooperators, but we are full. I don't anticipate that growing. And then, will we have opportunity at some point in time as people sell out? Then, yeah, I think there's some opportunities where people could fill a spot. But right now, we're maxed out. And that's a great place to be. I'm thankful we got an awesome team.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's neat to have those different. I mean, we see our cooperators everywhere. We saw a few at NCBA. Mm-hmm. We'll see them at about every convention we go to.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's a great teamwork approach. We love working with them. We do a lot of education with them.
Yeah.
And I mean, we couldn't do a lot of the things we do from a volume standpoint and quality standpoint without an awesome cooperator team. So they are a vital part. But I think our industry has changed from a bull test to a consignment sale to now more of a cooperator system where it is one central location that is the place where the bulls are developed and sold, and then there are people that feed that as satellite herds, all with the same focus. So I think that's where our industry is going. People want to go. They want to go where they can have a lot of selection to pick from that fits what their target needs are.
Got a thought.
Okay.
Do you think that is leaking into the commercial beef industry?
Oh, I definitely do. I mean, I think there's strength in working together. I mean, the whole NCBA deal, right? I mean, the whole working together. I mean, we're all independent producers, and working independently, we don't have much leverage. We don't have much influence. Yeah. But working collectively together, we're so much more powerful. And so, that's why I'm proud to be a member of TSCRA, Texas Southwestern Cattle Raisers, National Cattlemen's Beef Association, where we can do that. Proud to be a member of the American Angus Association and our other breed associations so that we can collectively as a group get more done. Mm-hmm. Now, as commercial cattlemen, NCBA, TSCRA, those are ways to get involved. From a marketing standpoint, things like Ranchers Sustainable Angus Alliance is one of those where, and we're going to have a full-page ad on it in the catalog, and so I encourage people to check that out on our website or go to the website of Ranchers Sustainable Angus Alliance. And with that, we are helping our customers market their calves. We're actually working with the feed yard to buy those calves from them at weaning. And what I love about it is we buy those calves from our customers. They get a check written the day the cattle leave their ranch. They get feedback on how those cattle fed in the yard, how efficiently they did, how their health was, and how they graded, and how many premiums they earned on the value-based grid. And then the cool part is they also get a revenue share that when those cattle do really well, we're going to write them an additional check for how well the cattle did with no downside risk.
I was about to say, what if they don't?
If cattle don't make money, they don't get a bill. They got their check for them at weaning with an opportunity for more upside, plus all the individual data to help them make better decisions of what bulls and what management to change moving forward to increase profits. One of our first guys customers that brought cattle through the system, he called me the other day. He said, I got all the data, and better yet, I got a check for $13,000 additional for how well my calves did in the yard and on the rail.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I just, and no downside risk. That's what's really cool. You don't have margin calls. You don't have any of that. Now, if you do want to partner on the cattle, we'll partner with you on them. We have customers that say, man, I've been feeding them. If you want to retain full ownership, they can still go into Ranchers Sustainable Angus. Now, I'm going to tell you, we're still working towards partnerships with retailers. We're still looking for retail outlets to sell our product. And that's a slow deal. I mean, we've been going over 4 years since we started talking and developing Ranchers Sustainable Angus Alliance with a total of 9 of us as seed stock producers. So it's not a fast process, but we are buying calves. We have cattle on feed. We've got harvest reports. They've done well. They're making money for our customers and no downside risk. We think that's pretty cool. So I think that's one of those ways of working together that can sure help.
Yeah, I could see that. And the line, I think the the Angus Alliance was definitely more of what I was thinking of when I asked the question of the multiple ranchers going into a program.
Yeah, and collectively bargaining. Collectively, you have more leverage when you have more volume. And, we did that in 1997 with a program called Ranchers Renaissance. John Butler helped us with that. It was a great success. It worked well. It was a program that lasted 10 years, and the industry kind of evolved and some things changed. And now we've come up, and that system didn't have any genetic specifications at all. And we got about 200,000 head of cattle in that system. This time, it is a genetically driven deal. And that way we can help drive the genetics of the cattle. And I think that's going to be help our customers who buy our genetics put more dollars in their pocket, earn more money. The cattle are going to be more productive, more efficient, and more valuable. So we pay all we can at weaning time and then give them opportunity to share some of that added revenue when those cattle are harvested.
Do you have a thought on what this bull sale is going to average?
I think it's going to average the value of 5 weaned calves.
That was you got out of that.
I mean, that has been since.
But you're right. So what is the market
for
now?
For the past 51, 52 years? It has been so close to the average of 5 weaned calves, and the neat part is the 5 weaned calves that we're buying, they're more valuable than the average calves out there, and so, we're excited about that, and we're looking forward to getting that retail partner online, or partners, and we've been in discussion with a number of them, but it's Right now, it's hard because of the whole dynamics of the beef industry. Strong demand, record prices, and with that, the retailers are telling us right now, we love the story of your product. We love the ability to say these are coming from ranches that are using superior genetics to enhance the sustainability, the efficiency of converting God's forage into great tasting beef. They love that story of being able to have a 30-second clip of a family out on the ranch showing what they're doing to take care of the land, take care of the cattle, take care of their communities when we talk about improving sustainability. And so that's the goal. That's where we're getting to. The retailers have just pushed back and said right now the beef is so high that we don't want to add more cost to the consumer today. But as that market, and at some point in time, that market, it's record high. And if you graph it on, I mean, you just Google graph feeder calf prices over the last 25 years, it's amazing where it is today. But it cycles, and it will come back down. Our dream and our belief is that RSAA, we're going to have it to where those prices, as they come back down, those sired by our bulls within Ranchers Sustainable Angus Alliance, those cattle are going to stay at a higher value. And then we will be able to add more dollars from the retailer so that we can add more dollars back to the profits or the pockets of the cow-calf producer.
Oh, I thought you were going to sneeze. I still didn't get my sneeze from earlier.
There's my bridle. What are you doing with my bridle up here?
Your bridle.
Yes, that's my bridle.
No, it's not. What are you talking about?
It's great decoration.
Willie must have brought it up here. Those are your shaps.
Yeah, those are my shaps. Yep.
And you see the check I have up there?
San Antonio. Oh, look at that.
It's Snapchat's lifetime earnings.
Oh, is that right?
This is LTEs.
Wow. Check you out, Big Daddy.
I saw Lanham had some. I figured I needed.
I heard you're selling a horse.
I'm selling a horse.
Tell us what you're selling.
Trump. Yeah, we've talked about it a few times on the pod. But, yeah, 7-year-old gelding that you can do about anything on. Ranch, getting the box and rope, or rope a calf, rope a yearling. I wouldn't say he's a kid's horse, but my kids ride with me.
Yeah.
So he's just really versatile. And he's a take-a-pick colt, which there's not just a ton of those available anymore.
Not going to be, yeah, that's right. With him gone now, we're missing.
Not a ton. But there's more info on him. We're shooting videos on him tomorrow.
Oh,
I think is what it is. What?
Yeah, we'll have those videos popping up of cattle and horses both here pretty quick. Because when are we videoing cattle?
Next week. When this comes out, we will be videoing.
We start videoing in the morning at 8:30.
I was talking about something. Yeah, that's right. When this comes out, it will be. My brain's fried. Okay? Yeah, when this comes out, we'll be done videoing. But we will be doing. I'm pretty sure. Aren't we doing some ultrasounding next week?
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Maybe that's
Sam England's coming to ultrasound.
Yeah.
Take all our yearling data for the bulls in October.
October Bulls, it never ends. There's a lot of people who have questions for you.
All right, I'm ready.
Everybody wants to hear Donnell Brown's thoughts. These are on Facebook and on Instagram, and every time we do a podcast, I always do this. And we typically call it the Ag Gear Hot Seat. And so, yeah, Mike, cover up your shirt. But it's not the
I
hot
didn't
seat.
wear my Ag Gear shirt.
It's the cool
I
seat.
love my Ag Gear shirts.
Me either.
Yeah, you can go online right now, get 15% off. Actually, it's 20% off right now. I don't know how long that's going to last. Use code Tucker Brown. No, all caps, no space. Tucker Brown. And get 20% off. So, yeah, a lot of people want to ask you questions. And if you want to send a question in, every episode I put it on my Facebook and my Instagram, and you can ask questions. And that's how this is going to go. So from Billy Buchanan, he wants to hear your thoughts on the New World screwworm now that it's close to the border and that it was found in Florida.
Yeah. It's getting closer, and we're in the dead of winter.
Which it really wasn't supposed to move. Well, I guess in that
it's
location.
moving in from the south where it's not as cold as it is here. But so New World screwworm, I'm concerned. I don't think if it gets here, I think it's when. They have found it in cattle in baby calves not far from the Rio Grande River. And so with that, they have started releasing sterile flies that are being flown up here from the Panama Canal. And they're actually releasing some in Texas to help stop the migration of those flies northward. So it's scary that the preparation is already here. The governor's made a big announcement about a declaration, emergency, and so on. So, as we get warmer weather and fly season grows northward, flows northward, I'm concerned. But, I'm not as concerned about livestock. I'm not real concerned about livestock because I think we're going to be able to handle it in livestock. My concern is about wildlife. And you think about how much impact wildlife has on rural communities.
It's like a $9 billion industry in Texas.
It's huge.
And for Throckmorton.
You think of these little communities. I mean, you think the convenience store, the hardware store, the feed store, the motel, the bed and breakfast, the cafes, the fuel stop. Everybody, I mean, those guys they come into these communities, these hunters, every chance they get because this is their refuge. This is their getaway. And man, I remember we didn't have deer in Throckmorton County. I don't ever remember seeing deer on our ranch until I was in high school. And now they're everywhere.
Yeah, that's wild.
But there's no way to control it in wildlife. It's not like we can gather them into and put an insecticide on them to help prevent them from getting that. It's not like we can rope one and doctor it in the pasture.
Yeah.
So my concern is what its impact could be on wildlife and the bigger impact on the rural economies or economies of rural America and rural Texas. So thankfully, thankfully, Brooke Rollins is for us, and she's pushing hard to get sterile fly facilities up and going. And that's the answer. That's the key, the long-term solution to push this thing back to Central America, that most narrow spot between North and South America, to where we can control it and have it at bay there. But it's coming. It's coming quickly. And I think we're going to have to be good stewards, just like we always strive to be. We're just going to have another management challenge. We'll make better cowboys and better horses in the process.
Yeah, that's the truth. What thoughts on beef imports? This is from Nathan Isaacson.
Well, hello, Nathan. Yeah. So beef imports, exports, hot topic.
Yeah.
I am thankful that we are able to export beef. And I remember when the cow killed Christmas, when BSE came in Christmas of 2023, and all exports from the United States came to a halt.
You said
2003, excuse me, 2003. Came to a screeching halt. And we had a lot more product here and didn't have that export market. The cool thing about having exports is they buy our highest quality products, our highest value, our biggest dollar amount products. They love choice and prime beef.
Yeah.
And so we sell a lot of that at a really high price. So we're thankful for that. Now, as we produce that high product, we also produce a fair amount, maybe more than a fair amount, an excess amount of fat. And we have to remember that 50% of the beef consumed in the United States, thereabouts, is ground beef. It's hamburger. And hamburger, one of the things we need is extra fat, but we got to put that with lean. And so one of the things about imports is we can import lean beef from other countries that are not raising great corn-fed, high choice and prime beef like the United States is, and we can buy it cheap. We can add the excess fat that we have from feeding to get these cattle to really high grade marbling. We'll trim that outside off, blend it with the lean that's coming that normally is blended with cow and bull beef to get the right blend of lean to fat ratio. So I think it's important. I think it's helpful. Trump is a fair trade, not a free trade guy. And, there's been some market fluctuations because Trump has opened up some imports from some countries down south, but he also opened up a market to be able to export to Australia for the first time. So it's a give and take, and I think it's important to have it because it allows us to value add the beef we have in the United States and add value to the cheaper beef we can buy in that's still safe from other countries and blend it with the excess fat we have to value add what we normally would just call trim or waste.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to know your answer to that question, Tucker Brand. You were at NCBA.
I was.
What's your take on that?
Well, they said that export adds over $400 a head
That's huge.
and I don't really want to turn that away.
Right.
I like when the market is fair and free market, that where those issues will fix themselves, where when the demand is high, supply will normally follow that. And when the demand is low, normally the supply will follow that. I feel like we get in this movement in the cattle industry, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong on it, where whenever we get into the lows, then they come back up. Whenever we get into the lows of the cattle market, and we start trying to make all these changes to help us get out of this low. And then by the time we make any government change, we're already on our way back up, and then those changes are 2 years too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we're, for 4 or 5 years ago, the talk was that the Packers are taking all the money, they're getting rid of the rancher, and now we're on the exact opposite side of that scale.
Right.
And 4 or 5 years ago, Biden was making changes to get more
Shackle space.
Yeah,
Yep.
get more shackle space, more harvest
capacity.
plants. And that's the last thing we need right now.
Yeah, because there's such a shortage of cattle. We've
Yeah.
got packing plants closing down.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough supply cattle. Is there a bottle of water or something? Empty is fine. Is there a bottle somewhere you can grab for me? I've got an illustration I want to show.
I got one over here, Michael.
Here, grab that. I want to see it. But yeah, it's. Wow, that was loud.
I hate that sound.
Perfect. All right. So let's just say this is full, and let's say you had one over there too that was full, and mine was worth $4 and yours was worth $1. Okay? I would be glad to sell you mine for $4 and pay you $1 for yours. I think that'd be, now mine's a lot higher quality, okay? But that's what we're doing. As we export, we're selling at a much higher price, and what we're importing, we need to add to what we trim off as waste and make more value out of it. So I think it's an important part of our economy. We're in a global commodity. If we wanted to just be U.S. and nobody else, it would be a different world. But we are a global society today. So I think import-export is important to have to make sure that it's fair, not free.
Fair, not free. Good answer. What strengths do you attribute to each breed and composite that the RAB develops?
Oh, man, I've worked with 17 different breeds. We've bred 17 different breeds in my lifetime here on the ranch. We're working with the ones we think have the most opportunity to help our customers make the most money. So with that, we're using Angus, both colors, red and black, and actually blending the two together, and Sim Angus, both colors. And we think those are the breeds that, Angus and red Angus both have tremendous calving ease and tremendous growth. The Angus have the best carcass. The red Angus had a lot more emphasis put on reproductive efficiency, stayability, functional longevity, cows that stay, where Angus has had more on steers that pay. So by blending the two together, it goes right along with our mantra of cows that stay and steers that pay. So that's why we love blending those together. The Sim Angus give us more red meat yield, and there is a transition going on in the industry right now with the whole red meat yield equation.
Oh, yeah.
And there's better math,
That's
new
cool.
math. We've got some of the research going on here at the ranch with the Sizar unit to do a much better job of evaluating red meat yield and overall muscle of the animal. And the Simmental, that's one of the great things it does, is it brings, or Sim Angus, brings more red meat yield. more pounds of product to sell. So I love heterosis. I'm a huge fan of hybrid vigor, synonymous words there. And I long for the day that every cow in our place is a hybrid cow. But until then, we're going to keep making the best Angus, Red Angus, and Sem-Angus cattle that we can make. And we've worked our way and experimented with a variety of different breeds and crosses. We think these are the ones that really work. I want to also say that I'm excited to see breeds working together more now all the time. Simmental and Red Angus have worked together for a long time. I'm excited that Angus and Red Angus are working more together. I think there's huge opportunities for those. In fact, the American Angus Association is the only Angus registry in the world that doesn't register both colors of Angus. I don't see any reason why, other than bias, that we shouldn't work more together. And why not do a genetic evaluation together? That just makes the most sense to me to do that. And with 29 years of blending both colors together, it just makes sense that those two breeds would work together. I think it would be synergistic and valuable to both organizations. I'm excited to see them. I'm sure there'll be and is pushback from people, mostly from people on both sides that only have experience with one color of Angus or with one breed. And I just encourage them to open their eyes, go outside of their own city limits and look at the cattle industry and realize that we're stronger when we work together.
Good one. All right, what animal science career, still from Nathan Isaacson, what animal science career should high school ag students hone in on, and what skills do they need to develop?
This is a question for you, wasn't it?
It can be.
Take it.
We chatted about it just right before we hit record. But I think as high school students coming in, that so many of my friends did animal science, and now we're all trying to learn the business.
Right.
And I don't know if, I wish I would have taken some more business classes. And with times being pretty difficult whenever I came back to the ranch in 2017, that was by no means the high of the market. But the business was really important. It didn't matter if I knew where the zona pellucida was if the business didn't work.
Right.
So I'm glad I know the science behind it, but some business would have been. And like many things, a combination of the two is probably the answer.
I think so too, because business can be a pretty boring subject.
Yeah.
But when it's business about something you're passionate about, like animal science, that's why I got an ag business degree, or an animal business degree is what my degree is in, is a combination of animal science and ag business. And so it helped me to have a passion for business, which is greatly needed. I think it's also important, we could add to that, it's so important to have communication skills, to have leadership skills.
Huge. I feel like there's I always say it, that in a world that has the ability to communicate more than we ever have in our history, we have the least amount of communicators.
Yeah, and we need to be able to communicate more than just on these little phone things. I mean, we need to be able to communicate face-to-face, person-to-person, eyeball-to-eyeball, and whether that's over a Zoom call or webinar, that's fine, but it's still person-to-person. It's still direct communication, and to be able to think on our feet. I think no matter what you do, you need to learn to think on your feet, to analyze the situation, make a decision, and be able to think. What's the word I'm looking for? I want you to be able to do more than just regurgitate. I want you to be able to analyze the situation, make a decision, and then defend that decision. I want you to analyze the situation and go, okay, if I do this, I want it to be an analytical discussion. All right, here are my options. Here's the situation. Here are my options. I'm going to choose this one because. And if we can teach people to think, then we'll prepare them for success.
Yeah, there is a lot of regurgitation, a lot of cud chewing.
Yep, lots.
Or at least whenever I was going through, which makes me sound old. Now that I say that, do you know I'm going to my 10-year college reunion this weekend?
Wow.
Isn't that ridiculous?
That is hard to believe.
You're old.
You're getting there.
Okay. Nathan, we talked a little bit about the Angus Lines program, and then his last one is about the CRISPR-Cas9. He wants to hear more about it.
Okay, yeah, it's been a while since we have used the gene editing technology, CRISPR-Cas9, and we made several gene edited animals, and so in fact, my partner called me just a couple of weeks ago and said, "Are you ready? Let's do it again." The technology has improved a lot. The process to get it through the government, through the Food and Drug Administration, to get it into the food supply, and really even through breed associations to register gene-edited animals. There are people that react emotionally to it, but here's the deal. I think we're going to have a lot of gene-edited animals moving forward in the industry globally, and I think where the huge opportunity is when we can improve health. If we can help cattle, and there are cattle right now in Nebraska, gene-edited, that have enhanced immunity to disease. And if we can do that to improve the health and well-being of cattle and other livestock species, and even humans, that's huge. I mean, you've got 3 little girls, Tucker Brown. Do you like it when your kids are sick?
No.
Now, would you prefer they just had a more powerful immunity to fight off disease and not get sick?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm thankful that we have antibiotics and things that we can treat our children and treat our livestock with to help get them well. But wouldn't it be better if we could just prevent it in the first place? And that's where some of this technology is going now, is there. And so I'm excited about the next steps of CRISPR-Cas9. We've got to traverse, and some of the pushback from breed associations is, again, an emotional pushback. When you look at the science with CRISPR-Cas9, we're not making a GMO. We're not making what we're doing is we're rearranging the DNA of the animal's own DNA. We're not bringing DNA in from another being or another animal. We're just taking and cutting and splicing the animal's own DNA to rearrange the letters, the A's, C's, T's, and G's, for it to express a trait differently. So we can fix a broken gene, a genetic mutation. Some of those we can fix with CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technology. We can change black ones to red ones, or red ones to black ones, or change them to white. We can change colors. We can make hair coats slicker. We can do a lot of things. And it's exciting, and the technology is just getting better. So it'll be fun to see where it goes here over the next decade.
Getting better pretty fast, too.
It's getting better real fast. And, we don't have to, it's happening globally. We don't have to change. Thankfully, the Red Angus Association has taken a very proactive approach to register gene-edited animals, where some other breed associations have some. There's some Hereford bulls out there, Line 1 Herefords, that are homozygous polled because of gene editing. With screwworms not having to dehorn our Hereford-sired calves, that'd be awesome. Or our Brahman-sired calves, that'd be awesome. But the Hereford Association chose not to register those cattle yet. So my guess is that breeder's just going to charge on with or without the breed association. Is the breed association going to stay relevant? They're going to have to if they're going to stay in business. And so hopefully these breed associations will look at it as an opportunity to help their customers improve the product that they sell. And I think this health deal is going to be a huge thing, because some of the loudest people speaking against it in the early days, once they realized they could improve health, they were like, well, maybe that's not too bad. Maybe that's okay. Hey, we don't have to. People don't have to change. You don't have to use gene editing technology, but you will have to compete with those who do.
Yes, you will. And it is funny how I hear people say all the time, competition's a good thing, and
absolutely,
breed associations develop competitions to help make their animals part of the way to make their animals better.
Sure, that's a good point.
But there has been competition to them now.
This is true.
and kind of puts their feet to the fire.
Yeah, and I mean, our family has been pro breed association, quarter horse, Simmental, Centipole, Red Angus, Black Angus. I mean, we've been part of organizations. My dad was president of 3 of them. My wife of 1 of them. So, I mean, we are all about it. But, yeah, I mean, the greatest thing we get today, our family gets today from all of our breed associations in cattle is a genetic evaluation. When we get those numbers every week that improve our ability to select and breed better cattle, that's huge. That's huge. There is new competition in that space of people doing genetic evaluation. Yeah. I like to use dollar profit along with my breed association numbers because it's more tools in my toolbox. It's like my Leatherman. It's more than just a pocket knife. In my pocket, taking up just as much space in my pocket, maybe a hair more. I've got a lot more tools, and that's the way I see these additional genetic evaluation programs and the whole DNA thing relative to genomically enhanced. I mean, that's why we DNA test every animal on our place. Mm-hmm. Every one of them has genomically enhanced EPDs at both the Breed Association and Dollar Profit so that we can have the most accurate. I was just talking to Kerry Crow from Transova before we got on the program today, and we were talking about embryo transfer, and I said, I think the huge advantage to ET today is that we're more accurate at identifying the more superior cows than ever before. And that's what's made us better, and ET, embryo transfer and in vitro fertilization, more valuable to us today is because we can identify and multiply those top cows like we've been able to do with sires through progeny testing for a long time. But with DNA, we can find these cows at a much younger age and mass multiply them.
One thing I found it interesting. It was actually the second time I'd heard it, but I'd forgotten that I heard it the first time. And as I was talking to these 2 people, they started, they were mentioning it, and I was like, I think I've heard this before. They're like, yeah, we talked about 3 years ago. And I was like, oh. And it was a AI tool that tells you which embryos are much more likely to take, whether they're a 1, 2, or a 3. Mm-hmm. They're using the AI tools. They're much more like they can use that to tell you, I know it's a 3, but it has a more of a chance than these ones that you have.
In our old grading system, they are using AI along with it to better predict the conception rate. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, all this new technology, and that would be another thing I would encourage people to do is, figure out how to use AI to your advantage. I don't think people are going to be replaced by AI. I think they're going to be replaced by people that use AI.
Mm. Hadn't heard that one yet.
Better figure out how to use it. I mean, we used it a lot in our catalog this year. It's amazing what it can do to help us.
Yes, it is. I think this is a good spot for this one from John Justice.
Hang on, John Justice. I want to talk to John, but I want to go back to breed associations remaining relevant. That's another reason I want to say I think it's so critical for Red Angus and Black Angus to do genetic evaluation because it really helps both breeds. It's one of those ways to make their genetic evaluation better by adding so many more animals to each of their databases that we don't have to adjust for heterosis, that are all the same breed, just different colors, and it just makes it so much more powerful. That's one of those ways that I think that our breed associations can remain more relevant and have a much more fruitful future for many years to come.
Dumb question. Have there been associations that have already died, breed associations?
So when we look at the pork industry, okay, there's another protein, animal protein, mammal, that had breed associations, and they're still there, but the relevance
for the show ring,
they're there for the show ring. The relevance to the commercial cattle industry, swine industry, not much value at all. And so it's different with cattle because we have so many small to mid-sized producers versus swine production with these huge, big companies. They have that economies of scale to do some of the things on their own, where in cattle we still have to work together, and that's why I think breed associations are going to be around. The question is, how relevant are they going to be to help their members and commercial cow-calf producers, and I think Angus is doing an awesome job. Could they do better? Every association could do better. But there's some that are pretty well irrelevant in the cattle deal today. And I think that's going to be a challenge moving forward.
All right, you ready for John's question?
All right, John Justice, yep.
Dollar profit versus Pro S. We were on the numbers. I figured it'd be a good time.
It is a good time for that question, John, absolutely. So dollar profit is a selection index that's an all-purpose index. Both of those are. Pro S, Dollar C, and Angus, all of those would be all-purpose indexes that take all traits into account. For the most part, they all help predict overall profitability of a set of cattle, with the scenario that you keep your own replacement heifers and that you take your cattle and sell them all the way through the feed yard on a value-based grid. So you're from conception to consumption, from conception to harvest and grading, you are getting the premiums or discounts. Mm-hmm. You're getting the checks and the bills, because cost of production goes into that too. And that's what's so good about EPDs today, is we're doing a better job of identifying the cost side of the equation, not just the income side of the equation. You know, weaning weight, yearling weight, marbling, ribeye, milk is all about more of this, and more of this, or optimum levels of that. Whereas now we're looking at reproductive efficiency and heifer pregnancy, dry matter intake, feed conversion, those kind of things. So I think those are big. So as we look at an all-purpose index, Dollar Profit has one they call Dollar Profit. Simmental has one they call All-Purpose Index. Red Angus calls it Pro S. Black Angus calls it Dollar Combined. All of them are all-purpose indexes designed to look at the whole life cycle of cattle production. I like Dollar Profit. I believe is the most scientifically sound, advanced selection index in the industry. I think the database is the cleanest, where it's total herd reporting all the way through, from serious cattle breeders that are serious about data, and proper contemporary grouping. I think that's one of the biggest things that most seed stock producers fail to understand. And I'm gonna put the onus on our organizations again, our associations. We need to teach all of our members that the way to measure genetics accurately is to keep the environment all the same, so that we're not seeing a difference between animals because of non-genetic or environmental factors. Mm-hmm. So I think it's real important. You know, if the three of us went out here on the street in front of Mitchell's Cowboy Mercantile here in Throckmorton, and we're going to have a race, okay, and we're going to run one block, okay?
Who would win that race, Mike?
Who would win that? Tucker would win that. You don't think you would win that race? Tucker's faster?
We had a race.
Tucker is fast.
Oh, he is fast.
We had a race.
He has some feet on him.
Okay, all right. Well, what if we made him run with his head parallel to the highway? I mean, he had to bend over at the waist, and he had to run with his head down, okay? Mm-hmm. And you had to run in your cowboy boots, and I got to run in some fast running shoes. Then who do you think would win?
No telling. Probably you. You got the
not because I'm faster than you guys.
You got the equipment.
But because of a non-genetic factor. Yeah. Okay? And that's what proper contemporary grouping says. Okay, we're all going to wear the same shoes. We're all going to run down the same street. We're all going to be into the wind or with the wind or whatever. There's not going to be environmental factors that influence our ability. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a huge thing that we really have to teach seed stock producers if they want to have accurate EPDs. But that's where I think Dollar Profit, it's the Dollar Profit team, it's not a, it is loaded with serious cattle producers that understand genetics, and that's why I love using that database. I think it's great tools for our customers. Another reason is because there's 20-something thousand carcass records and growing by about 1,000 a month in dollar profit that also have DNA. And that's huge. I don't know of any other database that has that. But to more accurately train the DNA so that it more accurately describes.
Wait, say that again.
Okay. When I have DNA on
To more
carcass,
accurately.
yeah, when I have DNA on carcass animals, we have DNA on animals that we use ultrasound for. And ultrasound is a great indicator trait of indicating what a finished steer might do at about 18 months of age. But we're estimating it on a 12-month-old bull or heifer that have different hormones, that are fed a lot less corn. And so it's an indicator. But when we have the actual finished cattle going through the feed yard and DNA, then we're able to train that DNA to be much more accurate at identifying the genetic merit or demerit for marbling, for ribeye, for carcass weight, for back fat, that I don't know any other database, breed association or otherwise, that has that powerful a tool of information. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
It does. So you're more about the accurate data.
I'm all about
All
the
about
accurate.
the accurate data.
I'm all accuracy before volume, accuracy before speed. Accuracy of the information is huge.
All right, Mike, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
So we're gonna send you to one of my favorite segments
Oh.
of the podcast.
Okay.
This is called "What's It Cost?" And it's important. We've already kind of talked about it. It's important to know what things cost
Yes.
for business.
Am I going to know the answer?
Well, let's find out.
You might.
You might know the answer. So this is brought to you by Ambrook. Ambrook,
Oh,
similar to QuickBooks, is it makes it easier. It is built for ranchers, farmers, and those in agriculture, even outside of farming. There was the gentleman that did the first podcast, Mike, do you remember? He said he went to like the Northeast and did
Oysteries.
an oyster farm or something.
Yeah,
That was cool.
insane stuff.
Not that a bunch of people who listen to this have those, but it is built for agriculture.
Gotcha.
And there's a lot of them out there that just aren't built for that. And so I use it. I know a couple of our cousins use it. Saw them at NCBA. Good people. You can call them right up on the phone. You can do your Schedule F in a heartbeat whenever you use.
That's cool.
Whenever you use
Good.
Ambrook. So, what's it cost, Mike? To you.
Okay. So we're going to
Yeah,
start
so
off
we're
strong.
He's going to say the product. You're going to guess.
Oh.
What's it cost?
Okay. All right.
All right, we're starting off strong. It's going to be a MVE liquid nitrogen semen and embryo storage tank from Reproductive Provisions, and it is 47 liters, 6 canisters.
All right. And what's the cost of that?
What is the cost?
What's the cost of that? Can you tell how many gallons that is? You said 47 liters.
How many gallons is 47 liters?
8?
12.4
I
gallons.
think that's going
I
to
was
be,
close.
okay, I think that's going to be $2,000.
Okay, close. 1790.
Okay.
That's good. 1800 Mike, good one.
Okay. So then we got a All Flex safety ear tag removal tool.
Oh, the ear tag cutter?
The one that's hanging on that silencer. Sheet.
Right, yeah. Oh, I'm going to say $4.
$467.
Dang, he's good.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
yeah.
good.
Okay. Watex.
Can we stop right there?
On a
go
good
more.
note. Watex White All American Livestock Tags. It's 25 pack.
A package of 25 white all-flex tags.
We
Those
should have
are-
looked for some Richie tags.
Those
Because
are
that's
good.
what we use.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Those Richie tags are really good. Witex tags are going to be $27 for a bag of 25.
$29.99.
It's like you
On
run a
it.
business or something.
Okay.
I studied ag business at Texas Tech University.
Wreck 'em.
This one's going to be the brand is Lil Giant Better Bucket. It's a 20 quart bucket.
How many gallons is that?
4 quarts equals a gallon.
Yeah. 20 divided by
Whatever
4.
that is.
5.
5.
A 5-gallon little giant bucket? Mm-hmm. And is what's it made out of?
Yeah.
Gold.
Okay.
Oh, I'll show you
Little
a
giant.
picture.
That'd be steel, right? Oh, it is plastic. Okay.
Plastic with a little metal handle.
Oh, those are $17.99.
$19.99.
Okay.
Dang.
And then that's all I got. That's all
Okay.
she
You
wrote.
got it.
I
You
love
did
it. That's a
pretty
great
good.
place to stop.
That's all she wrote.
Dang, did pretty good. Pretty
Yeah.
good. But that just shows that it's not always easy to know what things cost, especially if you're not paying attention or putting it in your Ambrook app that's
Right.
on your phone. You can take a picture of the receipt, and it puts it in there for you.
Yeah.
So you don't
You know,
have to keep
and-
up with those receipts.
In all reality, if you'd asked me what, my Zoetis dewormer cost or what our antibiotics cost or I wouldn't know.
Like a bottle of Draxon.
What a bottle of Drax, because Todd Spitzer just takes care of us, delivers it. I mean, we pay the bill. I
Right.
know what it costs, but I just am depending on them. I talked to Todd yesterday. I mean, golly, we played junior high football against each other, and he's been our animal health supplier since he graduated from high school. I just love the Spitzer crew and what they do. But I mean, that's one of those things that I couldn't tell you what those cost because I'm just trusting him that he's getting me the right product at the right price.
Yeah, that's nice to have.
It's very nice to have. But I can see where Ambrook would be a big help with that.
Yes. Yeah, Ambrook, just being able to know your cost.
Yep.
Really easy. Shout out Ambrook. We love them. Good to see y'all at NCBA. Good. Okay. Ooh, good one here from a past intern, from Hartley, who we saw at NCBA.
Oh, good.
She just wants to hear one of your life lessons or quotes.
Life lessons or quotes. We need Adam Garman for this.
I know.
My favorite is still don't let what you want cause you to use bad judgment. And that was Mr. London from right here in town. My Sunday school teacher shared that with me many, many moons ago. Don't let what you want cause you to use bad judgment. Hartley, great to hear from you, dear.
We're going to stay on the younger cattleman side.
Okay.
With Hartley
Yep.
now being a younger cattleman, buying her first Angus female
Oh, that's right.
out of the
Yeah.
sale. So from Natalie Dietrich, who was an intern of mine.
yeah.
What's the best advice for someone who wants to start ranching with hopes to create a successful operation and lasting legacy? I mean, you kind of touched on it, but
Yeah, that's it's hard. Okay, I mean it's hard.
people ask me those questions, and I go, I don't know,
Yeah.
because
You find a really good rancher, Natalie, and marry him. I think that would be the best way. I mean, seriously, that is the way most people are transitioning into ranching today. Is that way? I think one, it's capital intensive, and the margins are thin, and the risk is high. That's the reality of our business.
yes, it is.
Like it or hate it, it's just the reality of our business. So I think the key is don't over leverage. Okay, use creative finance. Meaning use some of the skills, abilities, talents, or relationships that you have to be able to help others get what they need. And maybe that's sweat equity, partnerships. And I'm seeing more of this all the time where people are working for a family and their children don't want to come back into the ranching business. And so they're able to come in and work their way into part ownership of that ranching enterprise. So I think creative finance, I think staying fiscally conservative, don't over leverage, don't get too much debt, and work with find the right people to work with, find the right people to give you wisdom, and that's not the shoot roosters. Okay, the shoot roosters. When I started learning how to ride bucking horses, that was the guys that sat on the back of the bucking chutes that had never ridden one but told you how to do it.
Oh,
Never
heard that saying,
Yeah,
the
you
shoot
don't.
roosters.
You don't need
Shoot
a shoot.
rooster.
Don't get the shoot roosters because you know what mediocre people do when they get tired of being mediocre.
I know what they do.
Do you know what they do?
They roost.
No, they love to go around handing out mediocre advice for free. That's what mediocre people do. So when you got somebody giving you a lot of advice for free, you just kind of remember that maybe the mediocre advice comes from somebody that, well, if you were so good at it, why didn't you do it yourself? You know what I mean? So
I get a lot of those
that.
on Facebook.
That's a good one. Put that on a T-shirt.
those Natalie, I wish you the best. That would be my success.
She spoke at NCBA. She was on.
Really?
She was on a panel for
That's great.
National
Women's
Cattle
Ag.
Women's.
Wow, good for her.
Cade Radenbaugh asking about cleaning a self-cleaning race. Cade, we need help cleaning that all the time. If you want to come clean it,
We would love for you,
would
Cade, to
love
come.
for you to come help us.
Oh,
clean
my goodness.
that. We
all right.
did have a calf. We had a cold spell whenever Cade was here,
Yep.
and we had to. It was before we put the heaters in the AI barn, and
Okay.
so we had the heat. The only closest heater we had was in the men's restroom there in the marketing center,
Okay.
and we put a calf in there overnight.
Was it a self-cleaning stall?
It was not. Cade was the self-cleaning stall. I think that was the maddest I saw him the whole time he was here.
Oh, that's hilarious. Cade, great to hear from you. So we built our race. That's the lead up to the squeeze chute. Okay, the place where they stand single file. We built it to where it goes all the way to the ground on one side, but on the off side, the right side, where we normally don't spend as much time walking and working, we made it off of the ground so that as the cattle walk, it pushes the manure out under that gap so that if you just clean that one side, then the cattle keep pushing it out. And why our interns have so much trouble understanding this concept. Otherwise, I think I'm going to just go and like weld it solid so they have to go in with shovels and just shovel the whole thing out from one end to the other and carry it out. I mean,
Hear that, Cade?
oh, please. My goodness. It just reminds me when we took that road trip to New Mexico and almost left you behind. All right.
I don't remember
That's
that.
time for another story. I mean, another time for a different story.
Okay, good one here. When discussing generational transitions, what is the important questions that need to be asked? And before we go there, I think it'd be a good time. This will be the first sale that Granddad will not be with us.
Yeah.
Number 50. Well, I guess it's the 11th, but what was that?
He started our sales 52 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this will be the first sale without him.
It'll be a little different.
It'll be different. You know, we sit up there on the block, Tucker, you and I, and we see Granddad in his red RAB shirt.
Always down there on the right.
Always on the front row on our right-hand side, sitting there just with a big smile, watching that sale. And, you know, it's sure going to be different without him here. Blessed to have an awesome dad. And so the cover of the catalog, I encourage people to go to our website and look at the cover of the catalog because I think it's a neat tribute in a different way to Rob Brown, my dad, your granddad, that helped make this ranch so much of what it is today, along with Mom, along with Peggy Brown. And then on the back cover as well. And the other thing is, you know, every year I try to write a letter in the catalog, and this year I wrote a letter to Dad.
Oh, cool.
It's in the catalog.
I didn't know you did that. I didn't know that's what your letter was. I knew you read a letter, but I didn't know what that's what the letter was. And he's on the back of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was special.
Yeah, it's special. It's special. So, you know, thankful it's going to be different. You know, mom's doing well. She still loves to come out and visit the ranch, and so we're her health is doing fine, and so we're thankful for that. But yeah, it's going to be different. I you know, Dad would say, "Suck it up and keep going, Cowboys. Let's go." And so that's what we're going to do. You know, we're going to keep doing our best to follow in his footsteps to make things better today than they were yesterday and better tomorrow than they are today. We're going to do our best to do the best we can with what we have while we're here. Those are things, you know, and I mean, you know, he ended every prayer with dear Lord, guide us, direct us, help us to be of thy service and do thy will. Yeah. And we're going to strive to do that. So, thankful for that legacy. But as Kelly put on the cover of the catalog this year, the legacy focuses forward. And we're going to keep trying to build that legacy just better and better as we build our business better and better for our customers. So I think that's important. I don't remember what your question was. Thank you. I'm sorry I kind of got emotional there a little bit, but I'm just thankful to.
Yeah, for good reason.
And I'm thankful that I had almost twice as many years to be side by side in business with my dad than he did with his dad. Mm-hmm. His dad was 29 years old when my dad took over the ranch. My grandfather had a massive heart attack, died before I was even born. And Dad took over the ranch. I can't imagine doing that at 29 years old.
No.
But I think it's one of those things that made him such a trailblazer, such an innovator. And it was huge. And he is... I talk in the catalog about how I remember as the youngest of 4 kids, and I was always the one to get the gates. And anytime that I would go, I'd go and get the gates. And how I wasn't my favorite thing to do. And then I got 2 boys, and they got to get the gates. It was sure nice to not have to get the gates. And then as my dad got older and his body not quite as strong, but he wanted to get out and look around the ranch, I went back to getting the gates and driving.
Yeah.
But nearly every time, Dad would insist on getting at least 1 gate. I don't know if it was just to prove to himself and to me that he could still do it, but it was just so much my dad. And we've had so many wonderful tributes and thanks to people. And anyway, there's some neat stories that in the book that are in the cell book that I talk about why Dad wore colored glasses and how Paul talks about a thorn in the flesh and how he infers that we all, I know I do, have thorns in my flesh that challenge me. And I talk about what I believe was Dad's biggest thorn in his flesh in the catalog, in the letter up front. What was your question?
Better go check it out. Generational transfer.
Generational transfer. I think the keys are for the older generation to figure out what you want your legacy to be. Do you want it to carry on? And do you want your children and their children to be successful? If you do, then suck it up and get over the reality that we're all going to die someday, and we came from dust and we're going to return to dust, and so suck it up and get over that. Nobody likes to talk about death and our own mortality, but I think once we get over that, then let's figure out how can I help make this ranch be a better business and a better enterprise asset for our family. And how can I best prepare my family to help run and operate and manage this business with the fewest challenges? And one of those biggest challenges is estate planning. And if I do nothing, the government's going to take a lot of what we built. Where instead, I can go to a tax accountant, I can go to some people that can help with estate planning and figure out a way to keep more of the ranch in the family and more of the family in the ranch. One of the things my folks did and we did with you guys is make sure that y'all went and worked somewhere else for a little while. I think that's really important, to go and learn how to work for somebody else, and to get a different perspective from someone beside your own family, and then bring something valuable back to the ranch and grow it. That's for the younger generation. I'd say figure out how to make yourself the most indispensable person on the entire ranch. And to grow the business, to bring in a new enterprise, to grow it, to make it better, to bring a new revenue stream to help justify your involvement there. Mm-hmm. Those are my words.
Good words. Yeah, whenever I got to talk at NCBA.
Congrats on that, by the way. That's awesome.
That's cool. I've seen a lot of people walk on that stage and talk, so it's cool to be a member of the club now.
Absolutely. And I saw video where you had a packed house, even when Kennedy was speaking in the big ballroom,
Yeah.
right?
Same time.
Yeah,
Same time.
Yeah, we were expecting a pretty good crowd. We kind of didn't know what to expect, but
Right.
they were expecting a pretty good crowd. And then the day before I spoke, they said, "Hey, did you know Kennedy's talking at the same time as you?" And I was like, "No, that's not on the
RFK?
yeah, who did I say?
No, Kennedy, yeah.
Yeah, that RFK was talking at the same time.
I didn't
as
know if
you
it was
are.
John Kennedy from Louisiana. I mean, I'd love to hear him talk too. But
And he said, I was like, no, he's not on the deal. Well, they'd been trying to get a hold of him for a while, and they
Yeah.
finally got a hold of him, and he wanted to talk, and so that's where they put him. And I was like, no way. Like, I've been so prepared to. I mean, I had high hopes.
what'd you talk about?
I had high hopes. I talked about, as the next generation, how ways to come back, and just like you just said, like, what are you bringing back to make. I love that square analogy that you have of a 4x4 square. And at first you only have 16 squares, but by the time you're done, people are coming up with like 32 and 36 and seeing things that weren't there before. And I think we do that a lot in our business, which I learned that from you, and I'm sharing that now through my talk.
what? You're using my stuff?
No. Have you never seen me talk? And so being able to pass that on, which I love that analogy. But so many times we do that. We come home and we're like, well, this is what we have. We have 300 cows, and this is the money we get to share with each other. When in reality, there's so many more opportunities, but we're just trained to see those first 16 squares.
Right.
We talked about that, talked about the importance of advocacy and why it matters, and because voters are the people who are voting for regulations against us or for us are the ones that see what we post. And that
Right.
takes way more than just me about advocacy, but we're like, well, none of those things will never happen here. Well, like we've seen in Europe where they've had to get rid of cows on their ranch for carbon credits or something like that. And then we've seen in Colorado where they tried to pass, I don't remember the number, but where it would make it to where cattle have to live until they're 5 to be harvested, which would change Colorado's beef industry.
And no more palpating or
Yeah, no more
anything.
palpating, no more AI, no more castration. Colorado's beef industry would die.
Yeah. They couldn't be competitive. Could not be competitive.
No, they would have to ship everything out.
Yep.
Which I'm sure Wyoming and Nebraska and Oklahoma and Texas would be might be a little all right with that, getting all those cattle in. But for as far as the beef industry in general, that would not be good.
No, I
and we've
agree.
seen some things go on in California as well that
Sure.
they're a little scary. And in our mind, we're like, well, that'll never happen. And then we say, well, it's just because they don't know. And really, it's our fault that they don't know because we're not sharing that with them. So
I'm
all that.
glad you have such a heart for advocacy and helping. Well, I mean, you speak to everyday ranchers, and you also speak to people that have never had manure on their boots. And that's what's neat is you've developed an audience of people that enjoy hearing your perspective, and because you do I hear so many people that say, I love how Tucker explains things where I really can visualize and understand it and laugh at the same time.
That's where I enjoy it the most, is in that circle.
Yeah.
So it's fun to go and speak. And NCBA was no different. What was I saying just before that? Oh, RFK.
Yeah.
So once we had heard RFK was speaking at the same time, I was like, there's going to be nobody. Nobody at my talk. And thankfully there was a pretty good
There
group.
was. It was a good crowd.
Yeah, there's a good crowd. And
And all ages.
yeah,
Oh,
all
yeah.
ages there was. And Mike and I had worked really hard, like before the talk, on making have I showed you, I think I've shown you where you tie the paperclip to a string and you can move it with your mind. Well, we had made a bunch of them. And I did the thing where, like, all right, we're going to start out, everybody in a circle, put your finger up, and then point to the person that's going to walk up here and grab this. And they all walk up, and I was like, we're going to use that in a minute. Well, I never got to it. So
Everyone's just taking home souvenirs.
I did.
Left them hanging.
I
I
left
love
them
it.
hanging. They're just like, a couple people after came up, and they're like, what are these? And I was like, I never made it to the. I ran out of time. I
understand.
I had to speed up a little bit, and I never made it. But yeah,
Someone said they were going to take it home as a souvenir.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Congrats.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yeah, that was good.
hilarious.
But what was there was another question on here that I wanted to get to.
Okay.
Someone's asking when I'm going to have a mustache like yours. And
I think your mustache is pretty impressive. Actually.
thank you.
I wish I could grow a beard like you.
Yeah, nice and full.
Whatever you have
Yeah,
before.
yeah, I try. Anyway,
What?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll like this one. From somebody you know.
okay.
I'm going to say their name after. How can genetic information be leveraged to build a more profitable and sustainable commercial cow herd? And how should that data be valued in selection decisions?
Woo! Wow.
It's from a cooperator,
Oh, really?
Trevor Lester.
Oh, well, hello, Trevor. That's awesome. Well, it is an awesome question, and so as I think through it, the cattle today that have the most information, and information is good, but it'll also be bad. It just tells you what they are. It doesn't mean they're good. It tells you what they are. But with that, we can make decisions to significantly improve them with each generation and manage them accordingly and market them accordingly. But I think, information is power. And so I think the more we utilize that information in a system that creates us good information tools to make better decisions. The interesting thing is I was at American Angus did a great program just over a year ago called the Imagine Conference. And it was Angus Genetics Incorporated, and they had a bunch of people from the swine industry there. And one of the pig guys, we were at a roundtable discussion, one of the past presidents, one of the great breeders in the country, was asked by one of the pig guys at our table, said, now, okay, explain to me now, you take all the data and you turn it into the association, and then the association calculates the EPDs and then gives it to everybody else free, publicly? And then you pay the association to take your data, turn it into more valuable information, and then give it away? And that guy said, yeah, it kind of sounds ludicrous, doesn't it? and so, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with data. I will tell you, the Dollar Profit Group has been insistent that we continue to turn in all of our data to breed associations and continue to support our breed associations, because we have a belief that that's important, that it's valuable, that it helps us all, and so we're all about that. I'm going to say not every private, for-profit genetic evaluation is going to be that altruistic. And so, and those will leverage some of that information. The question is, who's going to have the information and who's not going to have the information? That's the interesting thing. And so I'm trying to make sure that I'm as involved with it and have as much of the information collected and captured and be able to utilize it as possible. Yeah, Trevor, great, interesting question. One to ponder.
Yeah, you just kind of asked. You just gave enough information to bring up three more questions.
Exactly, and that's kind of where that road goes, and so it'll be interesting. I mean, it's you think about genetic evaluation. In the beginning, it was done by 4 land-grant universities. It was all in public domain, and then breed associations started bringing it in-house as those land-grant universities were receiving less funding to train geneticists. And so just out of self-preservation, the breed associations like Angus and Simmental brought it in-house and so started doing the genetic evaluation. And then you get these third-party for-profit companies doing genetic evaluation that don't have anything to do with a set of registration papers or with a stock show or with any of that. And so it's real interesting to see how the progression has changed. I think the key is get all the information you can, get all the accurate information you can that describes the animals as quickly and as accurately as possible in the shortest amount of time, as early of age as possible in the animal, and then use that information to make the very best cattle. When you make the very best cattle, there are never too many of the very best cattle. There are never too many of those. That's a whole horse discussion I'd love to have because people are not wanting to make too many. They're we
like
got
the thoroughbred industry.
You got to have the stallion on play. You to do AI, you've got to be the mare's got to be on the same place as the stallion. Why not just ship it anywhere and make better ones? There are never too many of the really good ones.
Tell them.
So that's my focus is let's keep making the best cattle and use a teamwork approach with people of like mind that are focused on improving the profitability for their customers.
And a lot of that, sometimes that information can be hard to read, and that's why you're a color man, huh?
Oh, yes. I love it. So another really cool thing new in the catalog this year is Kelly and Michael, thank you, made caricatures of all of our employees, all of our family. They are hilarious.
They are good.
Oh my gosh. Go online, look at it. It is hilarious. And mine is a caricature, and it just happens to have
the color targets,
color codes, and color targets. So I released this not long ago to the public, spoke at NCBA last year and shared it there. And so it works like a traffic light. Green is good, yellow is okay, red, probably best to stop. And so it tells us, so many people have the misconception that if top 10% is good, then top 1% must be better. And that's not always the case, especially if we're sacrificing other traits of economic importance just to be the very number one for another trait, a different trait. So we've color-coded. We've got those spreadsheets up on our website to where you can look at every animal in our sale with those targets. And also, I have the top 10 most used bulls for Black Angus, for Red Angus, and for Simmental over the past year and what their EPDs look like color-coded. So anyway, it's fun. It's cool stuff. But yeah, my caricature has like all kinds of
cup of coffee,
colored
EPDs
worksheets, EPDs everywhere. That's why they call me Grandpa EPD.
Yeah, I was trying to find it.
It's not on the site yet, I don't think. Unless I just can't find it.
What are you looking for?
The characters.
Caricatures.
Oh,
yeah,
the
there.
Caricatures? Yeah, it's probably not on there yet.
No, they're there.
Oh, they are? She got it up already?
I just found it.
Awesome.
Yeah, look. Oh,
What page?
look at that.
Hey, there it is. Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah, that's it. Grandpa EPD.
What page is it?
18,
18?
18, 19.
Yeah, so the color codes are in the catalog at the very front of each breed. So you can see that and on our website, rabrownranch.com. I'm getting people are sending me texts and sending me emails, showing me spreadsheets where they color-coded their herd or their bull battery, and they showed it to me, and they're like, man, I didn't realize that I was really good here, but I'm really bad over here. And these color codes really help me visualize that and see it better. So I think it's a tool. I hope it's something that really catches on, that people enjoy. It's been a fun project over the last 30 years to develop those targets. The colors are just a simple way, and that's a part of my letter to Dad saying thanks to him for helping me kind of come up with that idea. But the colors are just a simple way to help us how close or how far away you're from the target. The reality is we got to set the target first.
True.
Where do we want our cattle to be? Kind of back to your question on generational transfer. Where do you want your legacy? Where do you want your ranch to be? What do you want your legacy to be?
I didn't know I was the storyteller.
Oh, you are a
First
storyteller,
time,
buddy.
First time the storyteller.
You
in the sale
are
catalog.
big time storyteller.
My caricature.
I love those caricatures. They're
I
hilarious.
haven't found it yet.
Come on, Mike.
Page 18. Yeah, it's Yeah, that's the horse catalog. You got to go to the Oh, there is a horse catalog. That's where Trump is. But
Yeah,
no,
Trump's
they
in
don't. The horse catalog, yeah, it's different. And hey, we don't have time today, but we're at one of these sales. We're going to have Charlie Martinez come from University of Tennessee to do some research where people look in the catalog as they're looking through it, and we're going to set up these several computers where people are looking at the screen, and they have cameras on the screen that track where your eyes go.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated. I'm so excited to have Dr. Charlie Martinez come.
I remember hearing that one of the phone calls, and I was just like, no way.
Yeah. Oh, it's exciting. It's neat because different people look at different things, and so I think it's going to be really neat. He spoke at the Red Angus Convention this past year. It was just fascinating.
I missed that one.
Yeah, he was
I saw
good.
the Texas or Dr.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Rathman spoke. Yeah.
On his red meat yield deal, which is really cool too.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we have more questions, but I think they're for another day.
Okay, fair enough.
I think they're for another day.
Fair enough.
But I do a question from Tucker Brown.
Okay.
Your favorite Red Bull in the sale?
Oh, my favorite Red Bull in the sale? Oh, we've got a really, really cool Red Bull. Named him Unprecedented. He's lot number 81. 81 and 82. I'm going to say it's maybe a tie for which one is my favorite. But Unprecedented is remarkable numbers. There's no animal can match his EPD profile. Amazing calving ease, high growth, strong carcass, whopping high stayability, big time dollar profit, dollar ranch. I mean, he is crazy good. The second one we call Prime Minister. That's lot 82. And the cool part about that is he is a maternal brother to Locked and Loaded that topped our sale last year.
Yeah.
And the even cooler thing is that their mother sells is lot 221.
He was a half brother, you said?
Yeah, out of the same
brother.
cow, out of the J789 cow. So she sells in her entirety with a couple of embryos that are full sibs to Locked and Loaded. And so Locked and Loaded was her first calf, sold for $92,000. Now, we don't sell very many bulls at that price.
No.
I mean, most of our bulls are going to be plus or minus $5,000 from the average of 5 weaned calves. Right? I mean, that's just, 5,000 to 15,000 is where a lot of the bulls have sold the last few years.
Yeah.
And somewhere around that 10,000. But I'm seeing more and more sales averaging 15,000. I saw one sale with several hundred bulls, a Hereford sale recently, averaged 20,000.
My goodness.
I mean, with a bunch of bulls. Yeah. Crazy good. I mean, they're an awesome Hereford breeder. They're a great program. But, but hey, we're in record times. People are receiving more money for their calves than ever before. It's a great time to make investment in the best genetics. It's a bad time to buy a cheap bull because those end up being the most expensive because you get what you pay for.
And if anybody has questions on the sale?
Oh, please call me. Please call me, email me, text me, whatever. My phone number's in the catalog. But please, yeah, I love talking to people about the sale. We'll send you a spreadsheet with a list of bulls that fit your criteria. We'll help buy bulls for you. We'll do all we can to help you.
Yeah. March 9th, 10th, and 11th. Cattle on the 11th.
3 days. Last year, we served 2,300 free meals in those 3 days. So free food, great fellowship, lots of fun people. Come to the sale whether you need to buy anything or not, because we're going to have booths from,
Get you some
Registered
hats.
Ranching is going to be there, our merch booth, our animal health supplier, Spitzer Animal Health. Fairpea's going to have a booth there. There's going to be so many different ones. We got coffee that we're going to be selling, R.A. Brown Ranch coffee.
Capital Hatters.
Capital Hatters, if you need to get your hat creased, to get you a new hat, whatever, straw hat, felt hat. Shoe shine booth is going to be back where you can get your boots shined. Bring 2 or 3 pair. It's free. They'll shine them up for you. Leave them there. We can come back and pick them up.
That's what I did. I left mine there. And
it's perfect. Great guys that do that. We want it to be an event. I'm going to tell you, Mom and Lanham and you have all worked so hard to help make our sale different than any other sale I know, because it is a fun event that people, and that's why Kelly loves to call it, even though we can't spell it or pronounce it, Ranchers Rendezvous. where
The gathering of the ranchers.
It's a gathering of ranchers to come and enjoy and have a great time. If you need some genetics along the way, cattle or horses, cows or bulls, commercial females, got some cow-calf pairs in this deal that are going to be wow. And some open heifers for the first time.
Yep.
So it's we're always trying to make it a great event. So come join us.
And ending it, what have you been studying lately, or favorite verse? I know last time you said the verse that Grandmom always said, greatest of these is love.
So and I'm going to struggle to find it, Revelation chapter 13, if I remember right, but it says we're saved by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And so I think it's important, and I'm seeing Olympic athletes and pro football players and so many, especially rodeo cowboys, giving praise, honor, and glory to God and sharing their testimony about the saving grace of Jesus Christ. And I think that's critical. And I hope that one of the things we hoped is that through Dad's celebration of life, that we were helped, that those that did not know Christ might know Christ because they know Dad. Mm-hmm. And so that's my hope and prayer as we move forward. And I'm thankful that in your podcast you make that an emphasis. So charge on, brother. Thank you.
Thanks, Dad. Mike?
Always have one.
I know you do. I could see you just like pawing at the dirt.
Yeah.
Like,
So this one's one of my new favorites this year. It comes from Romans. It's chapter 5, verses 3 through 4. It's not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope.
That's Romans what?
Romans 3 through 4.
Romans 3 through 4.
Chapter 5, verses 3 through 4.
Yeah. I had a full circle moment from the podcast because Tyler Rogers, he was talking about how it's in 1 Samuel, and we're studying the story of David in church, and I've been listening to that
Great sermon.
podcast deal with me too on the way to
the podcast.
NCBA, yeah. And we were in 1 Samuel. Tyler Rogers, who's like the second most listened to podcast, I think.
Right.
He,
of all the 65 you've had so far.
And he was talking about the story in there where Jonathan and his armor bearer went and fought the Philistines by themselves, and how he was like, man, everybody talks about being Jonathan and the big stout guy who lives in faith. And he was like, but really the one that was faithful was the armor bearer that said, yes, sir, I'll follow you. And
wow.
felt like a stud and walking with the guy. And he said, that's us when we're with Jesus. Yeah. He's like, we may think we're Jonathan, but we're the armor bearer. We're helping him out. We're not the big guy. And so I remember hearing that, and I just thought immediately of that podcast, and I was like, whoa, Tyler was right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, like a full circle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then Jonathan talking to Saul about, telling him that what he's trying to get to do is wrong.
Save his brother.
And like Pete said,
David.
like talking back to a king that day, plus he's your dad. Like back then, that was a no bueno, but.
Yeah, Dad will tell you I never talk back to him.
Never. It's usually with respect almost every time.
Almost, he says.
I'm trying to think when it wasn't, but what's been neat is we've also had some of our team has had some challenges in their lives this year. And I remember I shared that one text with you about a listener from your podcast that how they shared your podcast with them, and it really turned their light on. And we've had a couple of employees' families have some challenges, and it's been neat to see their faith grow through those challenges. Yeah, because challenges can either make us stronger or they can knock us down. And with the grace and peace of Christ, it helps make us stronger.
I mean, that definitely happened with Carly and I during the little scare we had with our middle girl
Right.
last year. That Mike just happened to be his first
My
day
first
there.
day. Yeah.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but talk about test your faith and your
Yep.
praise the Lord. Everything's good though.
Amen.
Yeah. So what a blessing it is to suffer, because it makes you realize how much you need Jesus in your life.
Yep. And that's another thing in the story, the letter I wrote to Dad about how people loved at the funeral hearing about the cross that he built.
Yeah, I did like that.
Yeah,
That's
was
at the
neat.
front of the church, and a lot of people don't realize that Dad made that, but how he made it. He made that, and my sisters were adamant that I tell this story, and so I think it's important to share it here. He made that cross during one of his deepest, darkest battles with depression. And, it gave new meaning. It gave new meaning to bowing at the foot of the cross. But he shared a sermon about it when it was hung at the front of the church, and still there today. But I encourage you to read that. I can't even tell it right now, but it's the bottom line of the story is that my sisters wanted to share is that depression is real, and that some of it is that it's a chemical imbalance in our bodies and our brains, and that it's treatable. And so if you're battling depression, Dad is a great example that you can be an overcomer, and that you can overcome depression. And whether that's with spiritual healing or medication or a combination of the two, and that's what he did. And wow, what a difference it makes to be an overcomer. And so you can read more about that letter in the front of the catalog.
Yeah, and you can see that online right now.
Where? What?
In your letter in the
Yeah, the catalog online. Yeah,
and the
okay.
catalog's online.
Yeah.
So the letter's online. That
Yeah,
you can go
yeah,
read
yeah.
If you want to see it right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Thanks, Dad. Always fun to have you on.
Thank you, son. It
Always
is a joy.
fun.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes,
Keep up the
sir.
great work,
Of
man.
course.
It's a joy to be here.
Yeah, I always think about like how cool it would have been as for me if I saw Granddad do a podcast with somebody, and so I cherish these doing them with you. So hopefully Rayleigh and our girls can always look back on them too.
Amen.
Oh, I thought I didn't make the music. I thought I didn't get it going. Well, you've been listening to the Registered Ranching Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Donnell Brown 3.0, I guess you could call it. Hope you come to the Ranchers Rendezvous March 9th, 10th, and 11th. Look online. You can see the catalog, the characters, and the letter that Dad wrote. It's special. But until next time, folks, we love you. God bless. You stay classy. Ranch on them.